These killings are strategically planned and focused mainly on the targeted people. The elites, religious leaders, political enemies, opposition leaders, or their relatives who are mostly likely to organize resistance to the government.
Upon receiving the sad news of the sudden demise of Senator Mutula Kilonzo, friends and relatives started streaming into his Manzoni home where he was found dead. But family members and friends of the late Mutula are grappling with the misery of how a man who was reportedly in high spirits and in good health yesterday could be found dead in his bed a few hours later.
Gone too soon. Fidel Odinga, 41 years, was the eldest son of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. News of his death Sunday morning spread like wildfire on social media and all media outlets. Moments later, Kenya's top crime detectives, led by Director of CID Ndegwa Muhoro, trooped his home in Windy Ridge, Karen in Nairobi, to try and unravel the cause of his death.
The latest clandestine technique used is by poisoning their targeted victims. Some of the eliminationism perpetrators are just groups in the society and ordinary members used by the regime, like the Mungekis. But in most cases, the regime uses paramilitary forces to eliminate people on their behalf. The repeated use of mobile killing units from place to place, which resemble military and police units, might be composed of them. They are the most familiar major elimination institutions used by the government, and their activities tend to defy conventional social and political life. The mobile killing units combine permanence and flexibility, allowing them to kill singly or in conjunction with other institutions, and then move to their next kill.
The Muslim leaders are still coming to terms with the death of controversial activist Samir Khan, whose mutilated body was found dumped in Savo East National Park days after he went missing. The leaders have now given the government a 2-week ultimatum to resolve the matter or face what they call massive demonstrations across the country to push for the arrest and prosecution of those behind the killing.
Dalili vile ziko sasa hivi is that we are confident that these are extrajudicial killings. Now the onus is on the police. Wao ndo waweze kuprove otherwise, ya kuwa haya mauaji si mauaji ambayo kwamba yametendeka kikawaida.
Sisi hatutaki chini ya wiki mbili tuwe hatujapata habari, we bado ni stories zaendelea.
Although police say they have launched investigations into the killing, a section of leaders at the coast insists the state is dragging its feet on Samir Khan's murder.
Vipi leo mtu atakuwa ni mwenye kushikwa katikati ya mji? Mchana asimamishwe, gari atolewe, mwisho siku mbili apatikane ni mait na amekatwa sehemu ya mili yake. Twauliza, uko wapi usalama wa huyu mwananchi ambaye kwamba yuko katika nchi kama hii?
Muslim members of parliament are now planning to petition Internal Security Minister Professor George Saitoti as soon as parliament resumes.
What we want to do is to ensure we have a comprehensive, thorough investigation that will eventually bring whoever did this to book.
Khan was not new to controversy with state security organs. He was arrested on a number of occasions for allegedly engaging in terror activities. And that perhaps is the reason Muslim leaders are targeting security organs. Tempers have been flaring at the coast after the activist's body was found by a truck driver at Savo National Park with an indication that he had been strangled and his private parts removed. Sources told NTV that the whereabouts of Mohammed Qasim, who was kidnapped alongside Khan, are still unknown. The two are said to have been bundled into a Toyota Probox car after they were forced out of a public transport vehicle, but police have denied those reports.
We are receiving so many small bits of information, but as you know, sometimes in society, you may get people who have got, let's say, enmity with the other people, or they have got vendettas with the other people. They want to incriminate other people in such a case.
Richard Chacha, NTV.
Once the state becomes determined to wipe out ethnic or religious groups of people in the name of national security, like the Muslim imams, the police and the citizens become the accomplices and not the guardians of human life. The Muslim imams are a targeted group, and their targeted killings continue unabated. The mobile killings in Kenya are a real social and political black hole which continues to suck the life of innocent Kenyans unabated. Kenyans should stop being bystanders as atrocities are being committed against other Kenyans. Tell you what, today it is me and tomorrow it will be you. Do you remember the Mungiki members who were paid during the 2007-2008 post-election violence? They happily killed innocent people in Naivasha, Nairobi, and other parts of Kenya to create mayhem. Where are they now? Most of them are dead under mysterious circumstances or are on the run for their dear lives. The dead stay damp and no witnesses allowed living. Kenyans should speak out against targeted killings of our Muslim brothers. Where are the Kulus, the Muges of today? Where are the Anyonas, Sikukus, the Chilagat Mutais, and the Seronis of Kenya today? Despite some of them being detained and locked up by the past regimes, they continue to fight for the basic human rights and freedom of expression that many Kenyans are now taking for granted. The human rights organizations should speak out and not be silenced or intimidated by the registration as happened recently. We have to appreciate the work being done by the civil societies in Kenya to keep the regime in check and stop these extrajudicial killings. A recent case in point is when an activist, Boniface Mwangi of Power254.org, and Houghton Erongo and other members managed to get back the school playing ground for Langataro Primary School, Nairobi, Kenya, which had been grabbed by the powerful forces for hotel construction. This happened on Martin Luther King's Day this year, when school children demanding for their rights to have their land back were brutalized and tear-gassed by the police force. This was reminiscent reminder of apartheid era in South Africa during the Soweto massacre and the 1964 Freedom Summer of Mississippi during the civil rights movement in the USA.
You are asking stupid questions here.